So today we have a fresh new art book, The Art of Final Fantasy Tactics. So it's the Japanese edition. I don't know if there will be English or French or other languages. Very beautiful art cover, both the art cover and the cover. Let's see the back. So we have a symbol of the zodiac, and so this is the Japanese price. So it's about 20 euros, $20 maybe. So it's the same here. So let's look inside. So it covers the original game, the PSP version, and the recent ivalice Chronicle version. The quality paper is really good. It's not too bright. So this one I think is new from the ivalice Chronicles. So maybe this one and this one, they combine together. This one too maybe is new. So this is Akihiko Yoshida art. And these are, I think, older, maybe from the PSP. Yeah, I think this is the PSP War of the Lion cover art. So this is character, job, illustrato. So characters and job illustrations. So it's both, we have some English, so if you don't mind a little bit of Japanese for fun, you can buy the Japanese edition. But I think there will be maybe, not sure, maybe an English or other languages editions. But it's mostly art, so language doesn't matter too much. You can work your hiragana and katakana if you study Japanese. A lot of katakana. Very beautiful character design. These are from the PSP edition, War of the Lion. Where is Cloud? I don't see Cloud. I hope we can see him somewhere. So this is the jobs. So see, we have English. Yeah, very cool art style. I really like it. I'd like to do a manga with a similar style someday. Maybe the face will do a little bit different, but the overall feel, I think has a lot of charm. Dragoons, ninjas, samurai. So I think these two, they are War of the Lion jobs. I like it, the portraits. Ah, Cloud is here, at least. So this is the job portrait. So the enemies, monsters, creatures. Summons. I really hope they do a new Final Fantasy Tactics, but they can use this art style for in-game graphics, like 3D models, like Valkyria Chronicles. You know, they had 3D models, but with some kind of painting or crayon, pencil kind of finish. So I would like they do a new FF Tactics, but 3D, but with the finished look of the artwork, you know, for the jobs and characters. And but for the rest, they can keep the same feel for the terrain and grid based, turn-based action and so on. But just I think now that the remaster is done, I think a more ambitious project would be nice. See, the design is different than in the game. Golem, Lich. I wonder. Maybe I'm not sure. I didn't unlock all the summons. they would look good in 3D style. You keep the pencil work as a texture on the 3D model. I think would look great. Even for a new Final Fantasy game, it would be nice if they stop to do always like very pretty, sleek, realistic graphics, but they can have more personality in the art direction for each Final Fantasy, like they used to do in the past, you know, like Final Fantasy 7, then 8 was quite different, and then 9 was also very different from 8, and then 10 was kind of realistic, but then 12 had more closer to the artwork. So I hope Square they get some more inspiration for the art direction in their games. Here we have some interesting landscape. I think it's in some missions on the map. You send scouts on some missions and then they come back and have information and you get the image. I love to have those missions, so I get a nice atmospheric background art. Usually it's very quick, like 2-3 days mission, and now it's even easier because you can you don't have to fight in between. You can go from one town to another until the mission is complete without having to fight. It's very elegant and beautiful backgrounds to have some imagination about the map and the places. If they do a next game, I think I hope the terrain, the battlefield, the place where we play, I hope it's a little bit bigger and more detailed. Whether it's in like classic FF Tactic graphics or a new 3D artsy field. I hope they do the prequel. I heard the game writer, the original creator, I think he said in an interview he would be very happy to do a prequel because there's a lot of events in the past that we hear about in the game, but we would see many characters younger and going through very interesting times. Treasure. These artworks, they look a little bit like they are from the original game. They look like the 90s Photoshop and 3D assets, you know, like a little bit too clean and little bit, I don't know, yeah, very clean and lacking a little bit of a little something. That's the way it used to be in the 90s. Yeah, you can see here 3D graphics in the 90s. They had this kind of very clean and gradient kind of look. Yeah, very basic. I'm glad War of the Lion, you see the improvement. Doesn't feel like a 3D. It really feels like a painting come to life with some depth, but the textures really transform. The lighting also, the lighting. So War of the Lion cutscenes and ivalice chronicles extra cutscenes also. They really look like what I would like to see in game in a Final Fantasy Tactics or a new Final Fantasy. Not photorealistic, but really sticking to the art direction of the concept arts and character design. Here I really like this kind of sketches. Here are some different concepts or clothes for the characters. Front and back, but a little bit 3/4. Yeah, I kind of like that it's not like completely flat front and flat back, but you still get the information for the pixel artist or 3D models if one day they do 3D models from characters like that. I think it's better than, because full back I think you don't get the shape as much as 3/4 like that. You can still see the head a little bit. You can get some cloud, a little bit like Final Fantasy 9 style. Yeah, they had to change his character design to fit the game. Yeah, makes sense. See, full front, full back. A little bit stiff, but I understand the need to do that also. So we have some details about the gear, description. Maybe some early concepts here for job systems. Yeah, looks like the old reminds me of Saga Frontier 2 a little bit, kind of art style. Yeah, that's definitely the 95, 96 kind of art. We have improved a lot over the decades. I remember game covers and magazine from the 90s. Now would be almost considered amateur kind of artwork. But nowadays the level of professionals is really higher than in the 90s or 80s for sure. Maybe also software can help. There's many new tools and ways to work, so artists, they have more flexibility, more room to create. They are less tied to physical media. Digital art is really great for that. Yeah, we have some where battles take place. See, but I heard recently that because the PlayStation 1 was not powerful enough to run the game smoothly, if they had done bigger maps, they could not run the game at 60 frames per second, they said, so they had to reduce the battlefields so that the game would run smoothly. And for the remaster, the Ivalice Chronicles version, they didn't upgrade, they just tried to remake faithfully the game. I'm a little bit disappointed, but that's okay. Hopefully in a new game we will get bigger maps, bigger fields for the battles with more interesting strategies. Like in a triangle strategy, I think there is some interesting mechanics in some battlefields. And but for the small maps they had in Final Fantasy Tactics, they still managed to have some verticality or obstacles, and it was still very good for the framework they could work with. See, like a river, the bridge. Yeah, you have the option to go through the water or take the bridge with more enemies. Yeah, it's a fun game. Some more artwork. I like this kind of hatched lines or cross hatch. Recently the witch hat atelier, they use also some of this classical way of shading or drawing. I like it. It has a lot of charm for some for fantasy. It's really good. Or Here I don't know where it's from. This doesn't look very good, honestly. War of the Vision. Yeah, this look okay. This look good. I tried the game, the free game, War of the Vision, but well, it's a free to play, first of all, so the gameplay is limited and the maps are very small. And yeah, the characters, they look okay, but they lack what I mentioned, like some texture, some more flair in the art style. It was a little bit too basic for the 3D models. But they have some assets. If they add some textures and make bigger maps, maybe they can reuse some of the 3D assets of War of the Visions to make a new proper Final Fantasy Tactics. Just like I hope they use the assets of Ever Crisis for Final Fantasy VII, and they make a proper soft remake of Final Fantasy VII with the asset of the free-to-play. Not so free, but yeah, anyway. Yeah, War of the Vision art is good also. A little bit more... Yeah, the proportions are a little bit closer to reality, but still some good style, like the... See, let's see this a little bit more round, and here yeah, the faces are a little bit less roundish, but this similar style is good. It still feels like Final Fantasy Tactics. So please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and we will have more art books coming soon. And you have also many art books already on the channel you can check out. And if you love drawing, I have also videos about drawing and myself drawing and sharing. See you later.